Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to SunnyCon Anime Expo's little YouTube vlog behind the Weebs. I'm Tucky once again, and just a quick thing before I start. Thank you very much for everyone who subscribed. We now have over 500 subscribers on YouTube, which is kind of mind-blowing considering, you know, I never think like one person wants to listen to us rant, never mind like 500 of yous. So, once again, thank you. Also on Facebook as well. I know there's quite a few people joined us on Facebook. So thanks very much for the support, and let's hope we can grow it even more in the future. And for the start of the video, this has been a while. I've had like a week off, but we're going straight back in it. And today's subject is parties. Glow sticks. So, parties, I'm getting a disapproving nod. So, with parties, what we do is we have the day event, which everybody knows, we run that. And then at the night time, we decide to be really silly and think, you know, let's make our event a little bit longer, even though we're all exhausted, but let's throw alcohol into the mix. And with this, our parties, we started pretty small, like very small, and convention parties weren't really the focus for us. Our focus when we started a convention was we want the guests, we want a fun time, we want lots of weird cosplay and a traders hall with all official goods. That was our goals at the start. Parties played a very small role at it, but it was kind of naive of us when we started, and we thought, no, let's not focus on the parties because we want an all-age event. We don't want to focus on the 18 plus elements. As we went on through the years, we've discovered that, you know, parties are actually much more of an integral part of a convention experience than we'd anticipated. Like I say, we learn a lot of lessons along the way. This was one of them. So, first SunnyCon at the Crow Leisure Centre, we just held it in a pub round the corner, which became like a sports bar. The sound system was jaunty as fudge, and we ended up moving back and forth between the two rooms, trying to get the speakers to work. And when they did work, we had a bit of dancing and a bit of drinking and that, and there was a few of us, like, you know, a handful of people attended because we didn't really push it as much as we should have. And it was an alright night. It was an okay night. Moving to SunnyCon 2, obviously with the venue change, we're moving to the seafront. We had 2 night parties. The first was our Miku UK concert, which was the fan-ran, but officially recognised Miku concert, and that was held at Passion or Illusions or whatever it's called now, and that was like a nightclub in Sunderland city centre. So it was a bit of a trek, like to go from the seafront to the city centre and back, and we found a lot of teething issues with that, alongside the fact that a couple of our staff actually got turned away because they didn't look old enough, and it was like, yeah, they're staff. I believe one of our staff members actually argued his way into getting allowed in by the bouncers. So that was a bit awkward, but, you know, the night went off and I'd say it was relatively good. Christina V singing on stage was a fantastic experience alone. And then for the Sunday night, we all had a party in the Marriott. And the Marriott Hotel was like just right down the road from our venue, and it was a really relaxed, fun, informal night. No like DJs or anything. I think it was like me and Sean for most of the night, just switching up songs and throwing t-shirts out to people who danced really funny, which was good. It's a good experience again, and I believe that was where we had like kind of like a circle mosh pit of people in a conga line, which was a fun experience as well. And there's photos somewhere of that night, which I've got a lot of fond memories for it, and a few I can't really see on camera, but it was fun. SunnyCon 3, obviously, once again, we've moved to the Pullman, and we've decided to hold it in the Pullman. Same with SunnyCon 4, evening in the Pullman. A few issues with that was that, you know, our tents are right outside, so we had the kind of security element, so we had to hire a security guard to make sure nobody kind of drifted from the parties into the trading area, which they didn't. And they went off really good. I believe we had the Fire and Ice theme one year as well. So moving from there to St James's. Now, St James's was like a fresh challenge for us because they're obviously equipped. They've got conferencing facilities. They've got like a ballroom-esque kind of feel as well. And we decided we'll have a party room and a gaming area for the first year. And we also held like an 18 plus panel evening with Team 4 Star down in the terrace bar. That was a bit kind of like, although because they've got like specific capacity on it, and we kind of like overbooked a bit, so we were like one in one out system at one point. It went well. We didn't have many issues with that. The next year we decided we'll move it to the 1892 bar, which is just across the way, and it's got them big staircases, which we obviously tell people, you know, drink responsibly or you will end up making a few of us laugh as you leave the venue. It's quite concerning when you hear somebody like slide down, but you know, we've had no fatalities as of yet. But that was an interesting move to there, and we've built on that. Last year's SunnyCon, we kept it at the 1892. A few issues like with seating arrangements and tables, which were panned out by the Sunday, and we had the Idol concert on the Friday. So we're confident now. We're pretty much set. We know we've done this for 2 years. We know our limitations. We know our capacities. We know what we have at our disposal. We now bring in DJs. Phil DJ last night, obviously former chairman of the KitterCon committee, so you know he knows parties. And we have Snoozy Blue, who is a local DJ, done a lot of the Northumbria University gigs at the JSC Dan like club nights. So we've got a bit of local, a bit of con experience there, and hopefully, you know, this year's will be even bigger and more memorable or forgettable, depending on how intoxicated you want to get. It's not just the elements of an evening party and an after party for the event itself, but we've kind of expanded outside of that kind of sphere of keeping it near the venue, and we moved out, going way back about 5 years now. We started running a boat party, which wasn't directly connected to the event. It was more of a side event, kind of to get rid of the con blues, because you finish SunnyCon and it's like, oh, I've got to wait another year for SunnyCon, and nobody really had anything to do. So we put up a boat party, and this was funny because this happened because we were walking through the Sunderland interchange, Nexus, who operate the metros, the ferry and whatnot. They had a thing up saying, you know, hire the ferry. And I kind of turned to Donna and I was like, we should hire a ferry and have a boat party. To which she was kind of like, you know, most of my silly ideas, a bit apprehensive, but we ran over the figures and we came to and said, you know what, we'll try it. And it was a success. And year after year after year, we're seeing it's more of a success. This year, we've just sold out of all our like allocation of tickets, and it's not even April. Usually it's like April, May will sell out because more people get to hear about it. Now the demands became so much that, you know, we might end up just tying a couple of dinghies to the back of the ferry and just sell more tickets and try and cram as many people on that way. Obviously we can't do that, but it'd be fun to try. Usually for our boat party we have like the DJs, Pinky and Kev. Well, Kev's like kind of taking a step back this year from running the gaming area. I believe he's still going to have challenge accepted in some shape or form outside the convention, but it's a bit too much hassle, and you know he deserves a rest for all his hard work, especially because he's been there since year one, and when I was SunnyCon 8 or something. So it's going to be weird without him, but we understand, and you know, hoping best for the future. Same with DJ Pinky. He's usually there. We might be bringing him in for the boat party again, but we've got DJ Snoozy Blue confirmed. And the boat party, like I said, it's sold out. It's amazing. It's amazing that, you know, we sold out this whole allocation ahead of time, because usually April, May, even June time, we've had to wait till like last second, like sweating on boat party tickets and promoting them when we should be promoting main SunnyCon. Now, main SunnyCon gets the full focus because the boat party has sold itself. And hopefully we can get some guests on board. Once again, we haven't asked yet. There's no confirmation of that yet. But we think it'll be a fantastic experience. We've had guests on previously. That's always went really well. And it's a good night for all. What's well to say? You know, you leave the quayside, you go out, you can go to the mouth of the Tyne, see the North Sea, and then we turn back and get back in before we end up drifting out to an oil rig or something. I don't know. Well, it's always been that apprehension from people like, oh, does the boat move? It's you know, I'm scared of sailing. We understand. We can't cure that kind of like fear. But if you can make it, you know, it's safe. We haven't sank yet. So, so you know, if we do boat parties in the future, you know, 100% nobody died yet. Nobody's overboard. Nobody's been eaten by sharks. Nobody's been, you know, accidentally mistaken by the US Navy as a threat. Daft little things that, you know, you think they wouldn't be on your mind, but yeah, it's a boat party. And, and that's our parties. And we look towards our Liverpool event, and we want in the future, it's not this year, but in future, when we run our Liverpool event, we want the boat party on the Mersey. And the problem is because Nexus, they have their higher rates and their prices fine for us, and we can charge £15 a ticket, and we get our basically all our costs covered by the income from that. The Mersey Ferry, on the other hand, is kind of a national landmark. You know, it has a song about it. All we've got up here in Newcastle is fog on the Tyne, and you know, we're not going to charge people for going on the fog. And the Mersey Ferry is this, like I say, it's an iconic landmark, and they have obviously a higher rate to charge, and I believe it's actually booked out for like the full year. So it's going to be difficult to get in there, but we want the Mersey Ferry as a cosplay boat party. And who knows, maybe we can go down to London, have one on the Thames, and you know, the future possibilities are endless. But for now, we want that for Liverpool. We're also looking at venues in Liverpool because we have the exhibition centre, which also was an option to hold a night party. But the pubs and clubs around the area, especially around the docks in Liverpool, there's a lot of options there that we could use to have a proper evening party. We've contacted a few venues at the moment. We're getting quotes at the moment. We're going to see if we can price one up, and hopefully it'll fall within our budget, and we'll have a Liverpool party announced then and there, and we'll be ready for 2019. And like I say, going forward, who knows where we'll have a party. It's always fun. It's always a great night. There's always glow sticks. There's always cheesy music. There's always that one person who gets awfully drunk, but they can somehow manage themselves. And then there's that one person who always gets drunk, and we end up having to help them. And, you know, please drink responsibly. You know, the staff have been on the feet all day, and this is like kind of a rest time, so please don't make work for us. We've got to be up early in the morning. And that's pretty much it. That's parties. On the business side of it, from revenue, it's actually quite a big drain. There's some of the parties we've made a huge loss at, and our pricing structure going forward, we've got the premium discount, which get half price, and it's £10 per like normal general entry, which is just about covering the cost of like hiring in DJ equipment, hiring in a DJ, lighting equipment, anything like that, and the extra room hire for the evening. So it's a difficult juggling act because, you know, the night parties are a huge part of a convention experience now. Even as people get older, as our attendees get older, there's been attendees who have been 12 when we started, and they're coming up to 18 like now. So, you know, they'll want to progress onto the evening entertainment part of it. So we're always looking at ways to evolve, and, you know, we're just thankful that, you know, even one person turns up. Because there's some parties, you know, that some people might not even turn up at. So it's always good that we've got people who want to come, want to have a good time. We're working with the venue, always up for weirder cocktails and mixes. And looking forward to 2019. If you haven't got your tickets, they're on sale now. If you've got a premium ticket, yours is practically secured, as we have a set allocation there. But general entries like £10. And it's a great night, and we hope to see you there. And that's been it for this week. Thank you for joining me. I hope it's been educational, and I shall see you again next week. Goodbye.